Now, Matiba's cremation concluded the last chapter of what was by all means a life full of controversy. Never shy to go against the grain, Matiba goes down as the most prominent politician yet to get the unconventional send-off. Jacque Maribe now revisits Matiba's less traveled path that catapulted him from a life of wealth to the rough and tumble of Kenyan politics.
He was a teacher first would never have been a telltale sign of the kind of future that awaited him in politics. But it was his short stint at teaching in 1960 that propelled him into government, rising through the ranks in the education ministry to being named a permanent secretary at just 31 years of age. Only the first of many shockers that would define his life, he resigned after 5 years to go into the private sector. Kenneth Stanley Njindo Matiba was a man who went against the grain in his active years. In his heyday, he would prove a man of many firsts, from climbing the Himalayas to his move to the private sector, then to agriculture, to hoteliering, and finally to delving into politics.
But I've known him all along as a very active person, very sporty, sports and so on. Right. And very strict in many ways.
He became the first politician to, quote, break a taboo and resign on principle from the Moi government. And in what many would view as diabolical, he went ahead to call for multi-partyism at the height of KANU's single-party rule. Taking on Moi's government, one he had served in, he would daringly form an opposition party to champion for multi-party democracy, leading to his arrest and detention that dealt a blow to his health. But he was not done yet. He would fight for the repeal of Section 2A of the Constitution to allow for the formation of other political parties, and together with Charles Rubia called for the dissolution of Parliament, scrapping off the infamous 1988 Mlolongo system of voting and elections devoid of rigging.
Matiba brought that popular aspect to what we had been saying before. He could not be ignored by anybody. He could not be ignored by former President Moi.
Controversy would follow him still to his sunset days. A once vibrant politician and astute businessman, he lost a grip of his multi-billion empire after the 1992 elections that he lost. And in death, his wishes to be cremated left many perplexed, with strong opinions that an icon such as himself needed be laid to rest at a site where even a monument would have been erected. But for a man who lived by the famous slogan, "Let the people decide," this would be the one time that he alone, Kenneth Stanley Njindo Matiba, would decide on the manner of his final send-off. Jacque Maribe, Citizen Weekend.